hostels. Backpacking is when you're sleeping in the woods. I said, well, I say potato, you say potato. It was backpacking for me. And my sister, I, and 3 cousins, 5 women, all decided to go backpacking after I graduated with my bachelor's, my cousin graduated with her master's, my sister graduated with her AA. So we all had different degrees, and my other cousin had graduated with her PhD, and we're all celebrating. So we decided to go for 6 weeks across Europe, and it was pretty amazing. It's a phenomenal event and time in my life, and something that I'll always remember. But backpacking is not for the lighthearted. To begin with, you have to start with a backpack. That mine happened to weigh 35 pounds. So for my body and my strength, that was significant. And it was huge. I mean, the thing was massive. It came up from the floor about yay high, this wide, stuffed with clothes and other accoutrements that one needs. And you lug it everywhere you go. And starting from, you would get to the bus, and then actually train most of the time, since we did have a Euro pass, and we'd go around and you'd find your hostel, and then you'd have to exchange, because back in the day there was no euro. Everybody had its own currency, so it's like, okay, look up Let's Go guide. Okay, so where are we going to be at? You have to be here. Okay, so where are we going to exchange? There. And you know, the main thing about being strong was not only the physicalness of walking and hiking and getting to places, but it was the mental strength of doing it. Because you had to get used to the fact that you were 24/7 lost. You were always lost. You never really knew where you were, and you're always trying to get to someplace else. And once you got there, our routine was we'd relax, we'd get there. Normally we'd try to get there in the evenings, sleep, wake up, have the whole day in that city, and then the next day get up and go to the next one. So, I mean, it was constant movement. Not only did I have to be mentally strong, had the dexterity to go from place to place and figure things out as I went, but I also sometimes had to trust a stranger. After 3 weeks of being together, the 5 women decided to go their separate ways, because we all wanted to hit different places in Europe. And you don't get this opportunity too often. So we decided, everyone go and see the sites that you want to see and enjoy your rest of the 3 weeks. Well, I decided that I wanted to go to Prague. My brother had been there before and said Prague was pretty amazing and that I should check it out. So I get on the train, and as I'm riding, I realized, one, that you should never travel so that you get to your destination in the evening. It has to be early evening, but not late. Because if you get there late, you can't travel, you can't move around, you can't find where you need to go, everything's closed. Well, lo and behold, I arrived at Prague around 11:30 at night. But on my way there, I was listening to a woman in her early 40s and a teenage daughter, I'd say she was about 14, 15, speaking Spanish. And I'm sitting there going, I'm listening to the dialect. And it wasn't from Spain, because the Spaniards, they speak with a lisp. They're all, corazón, o sea, tu pompi tete, whatever it is. They all kind of use the lisp. They didn't have one. So I asked, where are you guys from? It so happens that they were from Mexico. And at the time that I went, it was during the peso bailout, you know, when Mexico was really in big trouble, and we ended up giving them a boatload of money. And so I asked, so how's things with you? And they're like, you know, economy's really rough. I used to have 4 servants, and now I'm down to 1. So, you know, I'm really, and I'm suffering. Oh, okay, well, I understand that. Not. So we're sitting there, and we get there in Prague at 11:30, the 3 of us, and this woman with heels, like, check these out. These are 3 inches. She had like 5-inch stiletto heels. She was yay tall, and her legs were like to the roof. She was this tall, blonde, short-haired woman, stilettos, you know, 5 inches, and something tight, fishnet stockings, approaches us and says, I'm a real estate agent, and what I do is I rent out condos to travelers, you know, people from abroad. Would you guys like to see one of the condos? And I'm with the lady, I'm like, I'm going to be with you, okay? And they're like, yeah, okay. So the 3 of us go, sure, well, there's safety in numbers, right? There's 3 of us. We're following this woman through Prague, wondering where the heck is she going to take us? she gonna take us to a brothel or something? I mean, what the heck is going on? She takes us to this beautiful condo with a great view. And I ended up having a fabulous time, and I still keep in contact with the lady and her daughter. We email once in a while. And the strength I had to go ahead and do this really helped me for my future, and it also made me feel like the world is a safer, better place. It's a place where I feel comfortable in, because I think 9.999% of the people are out there to help, out there to be friendly, and I met so many people along the way that are still a good part of my life. So I highly recommend it to everybody, and I do think mental strength can outbeat anything, and if you're willing to try and be excited and do your best, you'll succeed.
Gloria.
Oh, sorry, did you get it?